Rachel Reeves is in serious trouble as the Bank of England makes it clear that her time as Chancellor may be running out. And Keir Starmer's unwavering loyalty to her has raised serious questions. The UK is facing one of the worst economic crises in years: high inflation, stagnant growth, and the government's grand economic plan crumbling. Behind closed doors, sources suggest that top figures at the Bank of England have lost confidence in Reeves, seeing her as more of a liability than a solution to the economic turmoil. Reeves came into power with promises of economic stability, but instead, her first budget included tax hikes that rattled businesses and dampened consumer confidence. The promise of growth has turned into stagnation, with business leaders, financial markets, and even labor insiders beginning to question her ability to lead the economic recovery. Despite this growing pressure, Starmer has continued to stand by her, prompting whispers that there might be something more personal driving his decision. Behind the scenes, the Bank of England's latest reports paint a grim picture for the UK's future, with inflation running higher than expected, household incomes squeezed, and economic growth projections repeatedly slashed. Despite these bleak forecasts, Reeves continues to defend her policies, insisting that Labour's plan is still on track. This has led to increasing frustration at the Bank of England, where some officials believe that a change in leadership is needed to restore economic credibility. The situation has led to questions about Starmer's motives. Could his unwavering defense of Reeves be about political loyalty, or is there something more at play? Speculation is rife about a personal connection between Starmer and Reeves, suggesting that his reluctance to let her go may be tied to a deeper, more complex relationship. If this is true, it could explain why Starmer is risking Labour's economic credibility to protect her.
The one job that I've always wanted to do is to be Chancellor of the Exchequer. I was an economist at the Bank of England for many years before I became an MP. I worked in financial services. I know how to run a successful economy. I just want the chance to be able to do that and turn this economy around so that it actually works for working people in our country again.
Recently, the Labour Party has put forward a new proposal for the Sentencing Council, suggesting that factors like ethnicity, cultural background, and minority status be considered in sentencing decisions. This move has sparked a wave of outrage among many British citizens. In response, Conservative MP RobertJaneric has sharply criticized the policy, demanding that Labour reconsider their stance and withdraw the proposal. Just watch this.
Shadow Secretary of State RobertJaneric.
Speaker, well, yesterday, the Sentencing Council issued a letter correcting the Justice Secretary. They made clear that the new sentencing guidelines were not the same as the draft guidance under the last government. And they explained that her department supported the new two-tier guidance. Her representative was at the meeting. It was approved on the 24th of January. Her officials were even given a walk-through on the 3rd of March, a dummy's guide to two-tier justice. After I brought this to her attention last Wednesday, her team briefed the papers that she was, and I quote, incandescent. Well, was she incandescent at her officials or at her own failure to read her papers and do her job properly?
Secretary of State.
I mean, the Shadow Lord Chancellor's amnesia continues because he has clearly not done his homework. He's forgotten that it was his government that was consulted extensively on this guidance. It also appears he cannot read because the letter states very clearly all of the consultation that took place under his government, and it shows that they were consulted numerous times on the new guidance. They welcomed the new guidance. I notice he didn't refer to that welcoming of that guidance. The change he refers to, he knows full well, is a minor change because what has been retained between what his government saw and the change that occurred is the reference to race, ethnic and cultural background. So he can't hide behind that. The last few days have therefore been an expert lesson from the member opposite. He has taught us all how to throw the Shadow Transport Secretary under a bus.
RobertJaneric.
Well, as a lawyer herself, I would have thought she would have known the difference between the last guidance and the new ones. I say as a lawyer, but in this cabinet you never really know who's a real lawyer or who's just pretending to be one. But in 21 days' time, by the Justice Secretary's own admission, we will have two-tier justice. Her plan to fix this won't come into effect for a year. That's unacceptable. As she's been too lazy to do her job, I'll do it for her. Today I am presenting a bill to block these two-tier sentencing guidelines and to fix her mess. It's here, it's ready to go. Will she support it? Will she stand with us on this side of the House for equality under the law? Or will it be two-tier justice with her and two-tier Keir?
I think the whole House can see that the only pretence at a job is the one that the Shadow Lord Chancellor is doing because he's pretending to be the leader of the opposition. We all know exactly what he is about. My reaction to what has happened in relation to the Sentencing Council's guidelines was very clear when we did the oral statement last week in this House. We will never stand for a two-tier approach to sentencing. But I am actually getting on with fixing the problem rather than looking for a bandwagon to jump on. That is why I have already written to the Sentencing Council. I will be meeting with them later in this week, and I have made it very clear I will consider their role and their powers, and if I need to legislate, I will do so, but I will make sure that whatever changes I bring forward are workable and they deliver the fair justice system that we all need and deserve, and one his government did not deliver.
What's your thought on this? It's interesting to see Labour's Shabana Mahmood suggest they'll look into the controversial policy about considering ethnicity and cultural background in sentencing. However, the fact that such a policy was proposed in the first place raises questions. Why introduce a proposal that stirs so much opposition only to then promise a possible reversal? Does this signal a lack of direction or perhaps even incompetence within the Labour government when it comes to leading the UK? As the crisis deepens and speculation over Reeves' future intensifies, the Labour government finds itself at a crossroads. The tension between the Bank of England and Labour over economic policies is escalating, and Starmer faces an unenviable decision: either cut Reeves loose to restore confidence or continue to stand by her, risking the stability of his government. The question now isn't just about economic policy. It's about the future of Starmer's leadership and the survival of the Labour government. Labour's internal divisions are deepening, and while Starmer may believe he can weather this crisis, the truth is he's already spiraling. If he doesn't take decisive action soon, it won't just be Reeves who faces the fallout. It will be him too. Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on UK politics. Thank you.